When you talk about a period when you were mean, now, you talking about the bathhouse period?
No. Well, you know, I think a lot of, yeah, I was very mean in those days. I had a reputation as having a really foul mouth, and I guess I did push a lot of people. I still have that reputation. You don't know how to tell me, right? I think of myself as a real goody two-shoes, and everyone else thinks like I'm this real hellraiser. Anyway, yeah, I was mean, and in retrospect, I shouldn't have been quite so mean. Because it doesn't serve any purpose. You know, you see all this. This is not the thing to say on a festive occasion like this, but people do, in our country, over the last few years, we've really gotten very, very down. I mean, we're always looking at people's, laundry, and it didn't used to be that way, and now we do it so much more than we ever did. Kind of, yeah. I don't think all of life should be that. Let's move on.
Okay. I was wondering, I have a very young demographic. How many know what bathhouses were? A few?
Maybe your demographic isn't so young, babe.
Well, half clapped and half didn't. Because I'll be honest with you. I asked somebody today, I said, I always hear about starting in the bathhouses. Mm-hmm. What are those?
Well, oh, I'm sorry. What was the question again? I've been asking this question for 20 years.
But I've only been in the business 3.
Well, in the late 60s, in the late 60s, I think it was, in New York, there was this phenomenon of a health club. It was a gay health club. Mm-hmm. And there were a number of them. They were a combination gymnasiums and swimming pools and saunas and all that sort of thing. And then they had little rooms in the back where there was a tremendous amount of socializing, which I actually never saw or participated in. But this one guy, I'm being euphemistic here. This one guy had this great idea that he would have entertainment at his spa because he thought they were worthy of it or something like that. And so he sent someone out to find entertainers, and I was working at Bud Friedman's place, the Improv, in those days, and Bud was my manager. And this job paid $300 for 2 nights, and this is the most money I had ever earned in my life up till that time. And I said, oh, absolutely. And when I came down the steps, I'll never forget as long as I live, came down the steps, it was a big open space with a floor very much like this, with a crowd very much like this. No. It was all men, all male, and they were all naked except that they were all wearing towels around their genitals. And I don't know, I used to tell a story to people, and people used to think, what was that like? But to me it was just normal. To me it was like, it was a job. It was just what you did. You didn't think twice about it, And I went out and they were, Barry, was Barry the first, did I work with Barry the first time? I think I did work. The first time I worked was with Barry Manilow. And he didn't have much, we had these rehearsals that were very kind of grim. And he didn't really know what it was that I did. And when I came out of my dressing room sort of in drag, he just went like, and he had the best time of his life. And I had the best time of my life, too. And these guys just sort of made a star out of me after that. They loved me. I was hilariously funny. They made me be funny when I hadn't been funny before. I'd been a torch singer. Yeah. And I wanted to be a torch singer or a blues singer or a soul singer. This is like the end of that whole era. And he made me be funny. Those guys made me be funny. And I turned into what I am today. Look at this success. This raging success.
See, I've only been talking to people on this couch for 3 years. Now, I never knew what entertainment at a bathhouse was. People in towels.
People in towels, yes, they were quite naked. And I never actually saw, a penis. Although I was looking very hard. They were very kind to me. They never let me see anything. They, whatever they did on their own. And I think they knew I was kind of a baby at the whole thing. I was very, naive. But I had a ball. I sang some awful songs. I told some terrible jokes. Sorry. I really did have a lot of fun.
You talked about blues. Linda Hopkins, who is a blues gospel singer.
Yes, I met her in the late 60s. She was in Pearly Victorious. And my best friend was the hairdresser on that show. And she used to drag me up to Harlem to hear her sing in her choir. And I fell in love with gospel music, and I went to see everybody. Rhythm and blues, too, was a very big part of my life in those days. I used to go see, I went to Queens. I sat on the floor to see Ike and Tina Turner when they were together with the Ikeettes, and I used to see...
You love Aretha?
Oh, I worshipped Aretha. Oh, she gave me the stink eye one time. Oh, it was so awful. I loved her so much.
Sorry.
Oh, I mean, I worshipped Aretha Franklin. I mean, I worshipped her. I was on her label. I was on Atlantic, and I remained the oldest living artist on Atlantic. I swear to God, I've been there 20 years, and it's all her fault. I swear, because I loved her so much, and I went to see her one night. I slept out to Cherry Hill in Philly. Jersey, yeah, right, to see her. And I guess I don't know, she thought I was a joke or a jerk or some au fait or something like that. And she was kind of chilly to me, and I sobbed all the way home. However, I'm still on that label, and she's gone, so. Oh, I loved her. I still love her. I loved her. I went out to the Hyatt House to see Bobby Blue Bland. That was a real eye-opener. You ever see Bobby Blue Bland?
No,
Have you ever seen him work the room? He is amazing.
He's
amazing.
A blues singer.
He's a blues singer. He's a great blues singer, but he's also just a rhythm blues singer. Not blues, you know, that kind of blues, but later. And he stands and women come to him and put money in his pockets. I said, I've got to figure out how this guy is doing that. This would be great in an act, really.
Yes, it would.
They love him so much. They love him so much.
I have to maybe go see him work.
Bobby Blue Bland.
Maybe it's that thing. I've heard him sing. He does it.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe after every joke, I have to say, yeah. You know, and there's, oh, $1. Okay, you're going to do another song, and when you all leave here... When you all leave here, go check out the movie because it's getting real good reviews, and I'm going to go check it out myself tonight.
Thank you.
We'll be right back with Bette Midler.